Hello. I almost started this at 111, but it's 112 now. So, wah, wah. I have never been more under pressure and embarrassed before I even did something than this moment. And I am already. I'm just going to upload this, right? I didn't get assigned this, but right now Russ has a Rune up on a Rune on his website. And he linked it, and I'll put the link in the description box uh, to that post because that post has all of the Runebreaker videos, and it links to Russell and Raymond Rob, and I'm sure like Cindy will eventually be on there as well. And I was looking at this rune, and I sketched, and it's this. I was inspired by Rima. I was like, well, let me come in and like write some stuff down before I just like hop in this, right? So it looks like this. It came out between the sun and the moon. Actually, let me pull it up on my phone so you can see. I don't know why the Aesir just popped into my mind. They were the male gods, and the Aesir. I do not roll my R's enough. The Aesir were the female gods. Aesir and the Aesir, or something like that, right? But the Aesir just popped into my mind. I already have this open, so I shouldn't have to search for it. Here it is. What the Deck? Channeling the Runes by Russ. Russ. By Russ. Okay. I probably should have flipped this first. But here. Come on, don't lose me. I'm lost. I am lost. I'm floating out at sea. Oh, wait, I'm not. Okay, well, anyway. So it's these three. Oh, nice! If only I could. Okay. Wrestlingaround.com. It's these three. The sun is the left one, the right one is the night. Let's see. And then you can see that. I was trying to like move it over. There we go. It's this one in the middle. At first I was like, oh, so like if one is sun and the other is night, then the middle one is probably like eclipse, right? And then I was like, well, it kind of sort of feels like it might be an artificial light, but they didn't have like street lights or stuff like that back in the old times, right? They had fireflies, sure. And I don't know why I grabbed the animals. Well, there's the fish at the cut. I was like, and so this one, like, I really had to. Oh, now the sea serpent is there, but the scorpion. Come through, Midgard Stormer. Jormungandr, the world serpent, right? And then it came through as like, well, maybe it's a mirror. And it's like they didn't necessarily have mirrors, but it could be a reflection. Now, as these things come to me, they're very much so stories, right? Or like a feeling or something like that. And so what I wrote down as I was sitting here and just like anything that came in, I wrote it. First, it was lightning because I mean, like, look at it, right? And then I was also like, when lightning flashes, there's a brief moment of illumination. And because of that brief moment of illumination, came through divine inspiration, a sudden thought or realization. Also, it was the silver lining of a cloud. I don't know why fear popped into my mind. And then it was like to catch a fish, but it's like catch and release. Starlight, a moment of timelessness. And that moment of timelessness could be either fear or love. Like love came out later, right? And then like a first kiss there, passion is there, something leveling out, a day with a loved one, something that lights you up, the soul, the wellspring sort of being that place within the self where the soul bubbles up. An interface. Mimir also had a well, right? An interface being like the place where two things meet. Jewel. I wrote jewel and drool because it was like this sound was coming to me, but I didn't know how to spell it, and I'm for gosh darn sure not in the old Frisian and old English and the stuff like that. But it was something like drool or drool, something like that was coming to my mind. And then uh, to wet something or like a whetstone, so to sharpen, to heighten, like in one's instinct will heighten, and then instinct is here, reflection and introspection. And then I was like, I doodled one of these things. I used to do it all the time, but it's like green and blue. And there's something about water and earth here. That's what this is. This is like water and earth. I didn't have enough space to write it. But the thought was, it's like just like the sun illuminates the exterior, whatever this is, it has an ability to illuminate the interior, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it's stabilized. So it doesn't necessarily feel like a knowing. It feels like something that is very like in the moment. And that's why it's the catch and release type of thing. Or maybe it's more like a fish coming down the stream. But it may be like your net isn't ready, or your spear isn't ready, or like the rod isn't ready. And so it's something that almost passes by, and as you see it, it enlightens you, or it awakens you, it lights you up, it gets you to remember something. And I feel that. I don't know what to write for that. I don't know why the animals are here. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm definitely not trying to be assigned to Rune, because just doing this. The Phoenix and the Sea Serpent. I'm actually going to take both of these. With the Scorpion and the Bear, I'm going to take both of these as well. And then the Elk and the Hyena. I'm not going to take those. See, the Phoenix and the Sea Serpent, they give me an energy that's very much so that, like, the wellspring, where our soul bubbles up. Very much so that, like, divine inspiration. And then the butterfly is here left on the table. I'm going to take that. Although it feels like it's on pause. These are not wanting to shuffle. I see the dragonfly and the hyena. There we go. At the bottom. So with the Phoenix and the Sea Serpent, there's this energy. It's like something that you see that calls to your soul. That's like, and that's that moment of connection beyond the physical, where something more is illuminated, right? It's like the sea serpent sort of, it's carrying very much like the Kraken Leviathan energy of like who we truly are on the inside. So this is something, and it could just be like a creative, but I already have inspiration, right? It's that like that creative, like an idea. I wrote idea, right? I didn't write an idea. Well, it's the divine inspiration. It's the light bulb moment, the light bulb going on. And you're like, oh my gosh, I know what to do. And it's also interesting that like this journal is green. The highlighter that I had was green. Like the sharpest color pencil that I had was green and blue. Like I'm using this Monsters ink cup that I've had. Let me grab it real quick. Where did it go? Here it is. It's this Monsters ink cup that I've had literally forever. I don't even know where it came from. Maybe it was at like McDonald's or Burger King or something. And like, so this green marker is in here. And like the sharpest one of the colored pencils, like you can see the rest of them. But like it was this green one. This green one is literally the sharpest colored pencil in there. There you go. And then this darker blue one was also, it could write. And I feel like there's something about using a dry erase marker on a piece of paper. Oh, I have little gingerbread man erasers in here. Okay, I'm not trying to get too distracted. I have a little yellow Sharpie. I think I was like obsessed with these at one point in time. I have another highlighter in here. I have a cufflink. Okay, I feel like I'm about to like pull out some charms. Here's a reindeer with a candy cane. There was an energy of like something sweet. And they had reindeer because in Ragnarok they were talking about the reindeer. So I'm gonna write that like something sweet, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Where did my pen go? It's up here. Something sweet. Oh, I'm running out of room. There's also an energy of thawing, I guess. I mean, that's what happens to stuff as it sits under the sun. But in thawing, it's also, it feels like it's waning. More particularly. So I also had this like little blue Sharpie. I remember being in Latin class and like having these. There's like 2 screws in here. And this interesting like egg-shaped highlighter. 2 screws, a penny, and a little blue colored pencil. And an egg. I don't know. I don't know anything. You can tell when I'm especially not confident about something when I'm like, I don't know anything. Because usually I'd be like, I know some things. A little blue egg. Like a robin's egg? Robin's egg blue? I don't know if they had robins in that area. I don't know where they're local to. And I feel like there was something else. 2 screws. I feel like, so the 2 screws, going back to the interface, it's fastening. I don't think that's going to give me anything, but it don't hurt to write it down, right? I'm trying to like not internally freak out as I do this. This is a lot of pressure. And again, like I wasn't even assigned a Rune, so props to Russ and Reem and Rob and Cindy. Because this is a lot. I feel like there's a whole bunch of energy that's like, yeah, we want our story out there and we want it out there right? The energy of mistellings is over. So the reason why I took the bear and the scorpion is because it's this transformative energy that's hibernating. And it, again, it felt very, very similar to the sea serpent that's almost awakening. But these are 2 conflicting energies. So it's almost like it's an idea that's bigger than us, in a way. So maybe it's about constellations or collective efforts. Because I put starlight on here because it kind of looked like the sun one, right? I feel like someone was like, just breathe and be who you are. Breathe and do this how only you would do this. Not only you, but like bring more of yourself to the table, right? Now the butterfly felt appropriate because this it feels like an energy of change, but it doesn't feel like, it feels like it's like halted, or it's like when a baby kicks in the womb type of energy, right? Or like a contraction. You're not having the entire baby. Like it's like when the cocoon, when an egg chips, but it doesn't break all the way forward type of energy. I have no clue. I'm going to come over to the Wild Unknown Tarot because, you know, fire ants is at the bottom of the deck. That's interesting. I don't think it matters, but everything I need from this deck is already on the table. And it's this energy of like, tell my story. So there's also this energy of tell my story. There's this energy of like a second-hand knowledge. Second-hand telling. I'll say a second-hand telling. It's this energy, it's like you didn't see the sun for yourself, but someone else did, and they told you what it was, or what it's like to see the sun. It's also interesting that I guess the colored pencils just rolled. So now the phoenix and the sea serpent are in between the blue and the green colored pencils. So it's like, if I can do this right, it came out, oh, let's see, like this. I feel like I'm such a mess. It came out like this on the table because the green colored pencil rolled. And it's almost like, so these two would like be that bridge, right? Because in the rune, there are like these two things on the side and then the one bridging it. Also, there is an energy here. If you look at the sun rune and the moon rune, and I'll show them again, the sun rune and the moon rune are both a lot more connected. It's seamless. But this one is not. Oh, come on, I'm zooming out. There we go. You can see that the ones on the outside are more seamless, and the one on the inside isn't. So there is an energy of like things that were put into place to mimic or recreate something else. That's why it came through as like an artificial light. But I'm like, they didn't have flashlights. I'm sure that maybe there were lightning bugs, bioluminescent creatures. Maybe there was some bioluminescent, an anglerfish, right? Some bioluminescent deep sea creature. It is an energy also of like fairy lights, though. How do you know what to write and what not to write? I just write everything. I'm doing this as me, right? It's a collective effort, like Russ said. So I'm bringing myself to this. I have to keep reminding myself. I feel like I've never been this insecure in my life. Insecurity isn't something that I feel very often, if I'm being completely honest. And I'm feeling very insecure right now. When the light resets, it goes blue and then green. I feel like I need something more blue. Or it goes blue, red, and then green. But I never see the red when it goes red. I only see blue and green. I'm not like red colorblind. Like if I look at the light, I see it, but now I see the red. Okay. So I'm going to be more in this and try to ramble a little less and distract myself a little less. I don't know why freaky just popped into my mind. Like Odin's wolf. Freaky and Mani? But Mani is the moon. The wolf and the moon, a full moon. Oh, okay. Alright. Freaky plus Mani equals full moon. Boom. I don't know. The card that just flipped over is Justice. This reminds me of Fenrir. Is it Fenrir? Is Fenrir the wolf or the dragon? I'm pretty sure it's Fenrir. Fenrir. I think Fafnir is the dragon. Is it just the moon? People do say that the moon is fake. That there was a time when the moon was not there. So maybe it's just the moon in general. I could see it being the moon though, because the moon has phases. And something about this feels very impermanent. Permanence. And then artificial. I don't know what would have been artificial at that point. I feel this. What is this? And it's in the back. I don't know. I'll keep going. But I feel like they're both looking at me. I saw the sphinxes in the chariot like this. Oh, I don't think I read that one. I have a result here. And I read leveling out. I have a result right here. And it's not results. It's a result. Like an answer to a question. Like a finding. I don't know why that made me think of the result. Bottom of the deck is the Empress. Doesn't matter. Okay. I am not good at this. I feel like they're saying like stay focused and let us through. But I am not a focused individual. I can be. I can be hyper focused on things sometimes, like literally sit for hours. And you may go, oh, Patrick, maybe you have ADHD. I tried. I was not diagnosed with it, or even ADD. But I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, so, you know, that happened. And then I got some pills that I took for a time, and then I didn't take them because here's that chariot. I'm going to take it with the Father of Swords under it and the Three of Pentacles and Temperance. I'm putting Temperance with the butterfly. The Chariot, the Father of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. This is the energy of a result. That's when you have a problem, you don't know how to move forward, and then again, like you receive, it's a divine inspiration energy. It's when Spirit just gives you the answer. Like it's that light bulb moment. But it's funny, usually it comes out as like a story or as a character. And they're like, so create one. I'm like, that might tell me a story, tell my story. And it's that energy again. It's like something that you don't know firsthand. It's something that's passed down. It's like the oral traditions or the retellings. But it's like you don't necessarily have personal experience with it. This is orators. I want to put like diviners, oracles. Druid. I know it was like they had, I think they were like female druids or prophetesses or something like that. Because I've looked into it before. But I'm pretty sure they weren't called, like, that's not the word. I feel like I'm done with these cards. I'm like, where to next? There is no next. I feel like I have everything that I need here to set up the story. So let me pull up the rune on my computer. And I have it right here. Oh, what? Russ? I didn't know you could click the picture and it just pops up with the image. What? You can even zoom in. This is cool. This is... I feel like I'm trying to write too much. Because I'm looking at this and I'm seeing these two different lines and then the bridge in the middle. And this is that tell me a story, tell my story. This is how the word of mouth, it's like it bridges time. That's the moment of timelessness. It's because as we continue to tell the stories, it's always in the present. It never fades away to the past. This, it's like it's anchoring our ancestors into this plane. Because if I look at night, like there's a separation here. The bridge is there, but the separation is here. There's something about this rune in between the two where you can see it's like it collapses what these two like polarities are onto the middle, onto that bridge. It's that connection. And I think that's why the oracles and that's why the diviners are here. Because it's like those are the ones who are able to communicate with the other side. Now everyone can tell and retell, but only they would be able to embody them. So there's something here that's also about embodiment. I've never really been interested in room binding, but I might be. I might be now. Not that I wasn't interested in it, but I didn't know enough about the runes and I would have had to research. It would have been a lot of research. That's more accurate. Because I'm almost seeing it as like a brand or as a mark where you would know that like this is someone who has either crossed over to the other side or who is capable. So that's what Yallerbrew and Modgut or Mod Good. Yaller Brew and Mod Good. And I watched like the first few minutes of Rob's Capricorn video that he posted today, calling all anti-heroes. And Mod Good was at the bottom of the deck. And I was like, oh, Mod Good was at the bottom of the deck when I was shuffling and the cards fell out. Now what's interesting is that Traveler was also there. I'm actually going to go to the book because I don't know anything about him. But it had a very Orpheus type energy. It's like someone who found a way to get into and out of hell. Getting into hell is easy. Getting out of it is the impressive part. The crossing between life and death is Yalabru. Mod Good is the guardian of that crossing. Her mod, or her mother? Her mother? Her mod was the one, Mod Good, was the brave traveler. One of Odin's sons? What? The one who travels to Hel on his father's steed, Sleipnir, to meet Hel and try to negotiate Baldur's release. After crossing over Yalabru and passing Maldgud, he is received with festivities by Hel in her most beautiful manifestation. And he finds Baldur and Nanna, pale and subjugated, sitting at her side at the high table of the feast. After he explains the gods' devastation to her, Hel agrees to let Baldur go if all beings of all the worlds weep for him. And with this message, he leaves. This is that tell my story energy. Almost. It feels like this is where that tell my story is coming in. And I feel like it reminds me of like an anime or a show, probably an anime where everything is about the power of friendship, right? It's like it's like a spirit bomb in Dragon Ball Z. Everyone lift your hands and send me your energy, right? Type of energy. Hel agrees to let Baldur go if all beings of all the worlds weep for him. And with this message, he leaves the realm of the dead. Baldur and Nanna accompany him to the edge of the realm, and Baldur gives him the ring Draupnir, which Odin had secretly placed onto his funeral ship, and a white piece of clothing, which Frigg had given to Nanna. They ask him to take those items back to his parents in the realm of the living, symbolizing the circular progress in human life. So I guess since he was a god, he was able to travel back and forth. Oh, look! This is that bridge. This is Yalabru. But it's like there's a portal on the backside and a portal on this side, right? That's why with the rune, there's like that overlap. Let me see if I can show you. So it's like, oh gosh, stop, come on, phone. Oh my gosh. See, I'm distracting myself too much. You're like, just stop distracting yourself. Keep talking. See? It's like with this rune, pinky. That's not my pinky. With this rune down here, you can see that they're on opposite ends. But in the middle, it's like they meet, stabilizing that bridge. It feels like Yalabru is almost a realm in and of itself. A realm between realms, a pocket realm. I feel like that realm between realms speaks to this justice energy for some reason. How long is this? 34:38. Okay, I need to start wrapping this up. I don't need to have a 2-hour video not getting to the meaning of the room. I think the thing about, oh, I was talking and I feel like the name of the rune almost like just slipped into my brain. It was like the thing about, and I was gonna say the name of this rune, and I was like, what is it? It's like right there. The thing about this rune, it's this energy with this energy. Let me just say it. It goes back to that energy of the wellspring. It goes back to the energy of the space, the place within self where the soul sort of bubbles forward or bubbles forth. That's the interface between the self and the soul, right? Self and I, capital I. And so it's like there are these things, there are these moments that for a brief moment put us in this space of alignment. That's the passion, that's the divine inspiration, that's the creativity. But it's like we lose it. And so there is an energy behind this, or what would support this energy is like if we give ourselves over to the process. I feel like that's why they keep saying like just like focus and do it. It's almost like a try without trying. It's allow that internal light to just come forward to the surface and shine. The more you sort of think, the more it's like the more you interfere with it. And this is a sleeping bear energy here. And it's reminding me of the Sleeping Bear Dunes, but it's not about the Sleeping Bear Dunes. Like that's just something that they told me to see if I would get distracted. And now I'm talking about it. I have to engage the distraction for the purpose of doing this. But it feels like it's an opportunity to see, to really see. And some of the runes speak of this. It's almost like Flusa, it's almost like Hang True. It's almost like Hod. But with Hod, you're like definitely not seeing. And with what was it? Eidbrit, Eid, Eidburstan, or whatever, Eidburstan. You're definitely not seeing it. But if it's to burst out, then you see it when you come out, right? I almost feel like this is Sleipnir, and this is Jormungandr. This is Loki, half god, half giant. This is Loki and his children. This is Loki and his children. This is Thor after Ragnarok, right? It's like he kills Jormungandr, but he gets bit, and he takes like 7 steps before he falls over because the poison kills him. I don't think Fimbulvinter is in Norse mythology, but it might be. Because I see this mountain and I'm like, well, what's the mountain? Because now it's like I'm trying to see, like, put everything in a place, right? It's like the mountain is Fimbulvinter, but I don't know what's special about Fimbulvinter. I don't. I feel like what I'm trying to do now, it's like I'm trying to separate everything else out to leave the unexplainable. But it's this energy of like sometimes the things that you don't know, it's an energy of context. Because even if it's like context clues, even if there's a word that you don't know, you can use the words around it to infer what that meaning might be. And again, it's not the sun, so you don't know for sure what this meaning is. But you can pretty much piece it together. You can pretty much figure it out. So too, it's a rune of that. It goes back to the oracle and the diviners. It's a rune of the intuition. that which you know without having seen. The light of awareness is there, but the sun isn't in the sky. And again, it's like because it goes down, it goes deeper. This is that which is connected to the soul, but it's connected to the soul on the human end of it. And so it's the bridge. The veil could be. There's also a little bit of a Ymirian energy here, because I'm looking at the mountain and I can almost see it like as a giant's body or something like that. And they're like just kind of sort of like, laid out a little bit. And I guess the question of like, where did Ymir's heart go? I don't know. And it is this energy. I don't think it's necessarily related to this, but there's this energy of like, if the world is made out of Ymir's body, then it would hold his memories. And so there's something about tapping into the power of memory, tapping into the knowing that sits at the soul. Now, this phoenix is Baldur. That's easy. That's why Ragnarok happens, to bring Baldur back. And I literally just read her mother or whatever. Her mother. I don't know. I don't know. That's Baldur. Fimbulvinter is figured out, even though I don't know if Fimbulvinter is a thing. Like, I know Fimbulvinter. I'm pretty sure Fimbulvinter is a thing, but I don't know what it is. This would most easily be Odin. Or one of his crows, but it's not. I feel like they were just like, good job. It's not Odin. But you could see why you would think that it would be. And then it's that, like, tell my story. It's illumination. That's what this is. It's illumination through any means. But it doesn't feel like it's illumination through seeing for oneself. You can intuit for yourself, or you can have someone else intuit it for you. It's an energy of like bringing light to a situation without light being brought to the situation. It's an awareness, it's a knowing, I guess. And the reason why it isn't Odin is because we all have that knowing within us. He just made sacrifices to know more. But again, like, it's this that's what temperance in the butterfly is. It's like you can get it with time. You can get it with intention. You don't have to hang yourself from the world tree to get the expedited process. Like, you can, but you don't have to. It would be a lot slower, and that's that sleeping bear. Either the poison would have to be extremely potent, or you would have to sting the bear quite a few times because they're deep sleepers. They're like, you are all deep sleepers. Like, you're all deep sleepers. It takes a lot to get you to wake up. We are all deep sleepers. But in our dreams, we're connected to more. And it's an energy that they never stop speaking. It's the sun beyond the sun. Because once you step into a knowing, or once you step into an awareness, that sun will never set. But the sun outside rises and sets every day. I think that's another reason why it's where the night meets the day. And I feel like that lends back again to that moment of timelessness. Because once you know, you will never not know. It will never set, you will never lose it. So that's what I got. Usually, like the story, it doesn't matter what the story usually is. This is also about learning, but that shouldn't be surprising, right? What am I going to title this? I'll think about it. All right. Well, I hope you have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. And I hope you appreciate the Rune team, because I definitely have much, much, much more of an appreciation for the Rune team. And I am a lot more happy and comfortable watching after the fact, and then just like it coming in someday and be like, oh, like this energy reminds me of that. But it feels like, just like the sun and just like the night are primordial forces, this too feels a little bit more primordial. Because it's like it's knowing. So maybe more so than learning. Maybe more so than discovering, this is knowing. Can't wait to see what Russ says it is. All right, I'll catch you all later.